A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome everyone to another session of VOTP. Let me just go ahead and give you a brief intro of VOTP. So the full form of VOTP is Voice of the People. And the voice VOTP was started after October 7th. Realizing how important it is for each and every one of us to know the importance of our voice and then use it, for the betterment of the world. And as a part of the raising awareness in VOTP, we are trying to empower ourselves, and we are working on common issues which we are feeling at a personal and at a family level. And one topic in this is, relationships. And today specifically, we will be covering marital relationships. And this is the area for, causing a lot of sorrow, a lot of grief, a lot of issues in parenting, and it, dampens this power of our voice. So we have with us today Brother Qaisar, and he is an educationist. He's a IT technologist, and has a lot of experience in coaching parents, especially with regards to education. He's also the founder of the education system called TOES, working to build a completely organic and an Islamic education system. So we are definitely will Brother Qaisar will give us around 30 to 40-minute talk on marital relationship beyond Nikah, and he will give us tools so that we can gauge the health of this important, very, very fundamental and very basic, relationship. And after that, we will take question and answers. So welcome, Brother Qaisar, to the platform VOTP, and we are eager to learn from this and inshallah benefit in our personal lives.
Thank you very much.
So Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Dr. Farhana. Thank you, everybody, for joining the session. My name is Qaisar Abbas, and today we are going to talk about marital relationship beyond Nikah. It might help for the people who are yet to get married, because before and after things has to stand similar regarding your own self, So this is my introduction, which was actually the same as you saw it last time. So I believe this introduction, you keep it with yourself and try to ask yourself what you are and who you are, so that you might be able to engage yourself better in the whole scenario of this universe and the world as well. So the very first thing we need to understand that what is marriage, for Muslims particularly, not for everybody else, obviously, but what is marriage for Muslims? So the first thing that we usually take it as slavery, but it is actually a relationship. Okay, and you need to be very clear about relationship. It's not a slavery, number one. Number two, it is a long-term contract based on spiritual and immortal values. It is not something only physical. It is not something only spiritual. It is not something short-term based. It is something long-term based on spiritual and immortal values, but between the physical entities, like two humans, Then it is a social contract as well between two families, It's not between two persons. It's between two families. So that's why it is called social contract, because the humans, as said by the science, that humans are the social animals. So whatever you do in your life, it is not considered something belong to you, have effect only on you, influence you. It's about everything around you, the people around you, the environment around you, the atmosphere you create. So actually, marriage is also in the context of sociology. So it's a social contract. It is not something that you think you did it with somebody, a man with women or women with a man. It's the two families who get together and make ties, and then a generation after generation keep on going with the same values, norms, traditions for decades and centuries. Okay, then another definition of the marriage can be, it is the fulfillment of human instinct, but according to the terms and conditions defined by Allah, okay? It can be something without Allah, like for the people who are not Muslims, they can say this. But for Muslims particularly, even if you fulfill your human instinct, you have to follow the terms and conditions defined by Allah. You can take it from Quran. Sira can give you the practical interpretation of this you can say the marriage. And then the final thing which I have written over here, there can be so many which I could not thought of that you might know better than me, but what I could have articulated here, the last one is, it is a mutual agreement. Okay, the words are very important here. Relationship, long-term contract based on spiritual immortal values, social contract between families, then fulfillment of human instinct according to the terms and conditions of Allah, by Allah, and then mutual agreement. We need to be very clear about the terms and the words we are using, because those words really matter. Whenever you communicate with people, so words matter, what you're saying, how you are saying or uttering those words, nicely or brutally, like that. So it is a mutual contract agreement under the legal, social, and Islamic framework. Okay, both the families, both the persons who are getting married, they agree upon something which is legal, equally social, and holistically Islamic. Okay, so this is what the marriage is. All of you who are in the meeting and listening to me, please have a paper or pen with you, or try to write in the message that which thing you find in your brain, what is your definition of the marriage. And then in the coming slides, you need to pick one or two of the points which you think are related to you. Then you would be able to easily understand the last slides, the last concluding slides of the session, inshallah. Okay, now what makes you to go into this marital relation? Okay, so the foundation of marriage is very much important. Why you get married? One is very simple, which I mentioned over there. It is the fulfillment of human instinct. That's fine. But what did you think when you got married? Like when your parents put you into this relation, or you yourself urged to get into this relation, what was your understanding? Parents of the boy or girl are well settled or settled abroad. Did you think this point, that they are well settled either in Pakistan or somewhere else? Girl or boy, either of the party is well educated to fulfill intellectual and financial luxuries. This is another reason that you get married. Father or mother of the boy is good friend of your father or mother of the other party, So you, in the common language, you call them family friends. So you go into so they usually make their next generation to go into the marital relationship so that they understand each other. Not the boy and the girl, but actually the parents of both the families, okay? So be clear. Okay. Then either of the family is landlord, okay? Like either the girl's family is landlord or the boy's family is landlord. So the other family think that, okay, now they have good money to live the life, so let's get into it. Another reason or the foundation of the marriage, girl is overage, so get her into relation with any man, This is one common reason which is becoming a norm particularly in Pakistan nowadays, because so many factors make people to get overaged, particularly girls. And then when they get overaged, then the parents and sometimes girls themselves think that, okay, let's do it now anyway. So this is one factor in Pakistan as well. Girl can support the family through job. The family of the man or the boy on the other side think that girl is doing some kind of good job, in a government sector, or she's doing a business or something like that, so she can support us as well. So let's marry our boy with this girl. So this could be another reason. Or the foundation. Another foundation is boy is a handsome and dashing, like usually when you're young and energetic. So one of the important things that attract girls is that boy is handsome and dashing. And then boy think, or the family of the boy think, that girl is beautiful and gorgeous, you know. So they, they think so many things. When they think about the girl is beautiful and gorgeous, so they think of the next generation, they will be uh, very beautiful kids they would be having, and blah blah blah, Okay, the next thing, boy is okay. Now that's why I put it almost at the end, the last 2 points. Boy is a noble man. This is usually our last priority in real life. And maybe this is a priority when we link so many other foundations as well. Like he's settled, or he's having a good job, he's having a big house, he's having car, and he is a noble man. So let's do it. Okay. So usually when you say boy is a noble man, it is the last priority whenever we decide about our girl for the marital relation. And the last thing that I could have mentioned here, that girl is a family-oriented person, in Pakistan usually, and maybe in India and Bangladesh, like where the culture is really family-oriented and people like to live with their parents or maybe in joint family system. So they also have the priority that girls is a family-oriented person. So she will take care of the parents, other family members, maybe the younger brothers and sisters of the person who's getting married. So now you have to pick the foundations of your marriage, okay? If you're married, and keep in mind, and you can ask the question by telling me which option you took, then your rest of the life will be crafted according to any of the options you have taken. Remember this. We craft our life. We are not the people. Allah has given us we call it the wisdom, It is not given to anybody else, not to any species. So when you are given the wisdom, it means you actually craft yourself, and then you craft your family, and then you craft the whole society. So I mean it. Either you're a boy or a girl, either you're a man or a woman, whosoever you are, you're equally responsible for designing this whole world within you and around you. Okay. Okay. Then here the problem comes. Let's talk about the root problems. Now you have to pick any of them, or maybe more than one problem you might have with you. And if you don't have it, I really admire that person. He is or she is really a person out of this world. This is really the human species, other than or above these problems, is really very rare. So look, I'm not a good man or woman. Why? I have bad habits, bad temperament, or something similar. So which actually why I have put only 2 things over here. I could not mention few more, because there are so many things actually. And you simultaneously, you are something very small and something really bigger. For example, you are a person, a man or woman, okay? You are a citizen of a country, you are a mother or father, you are a professional, you are Khalifatul Ard, okay? You are made to lead this world. All the species here, animals, plants are under your supervision, your monitoring, your control. So there are so many things that how you craft yourself, and accordingly, the bad habits, the bad temperaments, and so many other ill attributes or the functionalities a man and women could have. Okay. The second level is I'm not a good human, you know. Human is a bit a broader term, so obviously a human is more a global term, or you can say it is a universal term. So you have no empathy. This is social emotional learning things. You have no principles in your personal life, in your family life, in your professional life, in your global life. Okay. At any of the point, if you don't have principles, so that's a problem. No values. No values means it does not mean that obviously everybody has some values, but when the values are deteriorated, when the values are ruined, or when the values are manipulated according to my own personal choice, then it is not a value. Okay, value is always a standard which comes either from the religion or from the culture or from something universal. For example, when you talk about Tawheed, the oneness of God, so that oneness of God is the value that comes into the whole universe. So the oneness of God or the oneness actually gives you a kind of global macro concept that you can also implement it in your own life. For example, in your family, you must have one leader in the house. Okay, if you think you are a parallel leader, I tell you, you're not on the Islamic philosophy. And when you're not on the Islamic philosophy, eventually you have to destroy. Okay, because everything in this world which does not come from the Islamic philosophy, it has to destroy with its own, projections and parameters. Then no volunteer service. If you're not really volunteering yourself for any cause, it means you believe that you are a self-centered person. So that's another ambiguity, or you can say the problem within a human. And then no sacrifice. Everything in this universe is made on the phenomena or the macro concept of sacrifice. Okay, everything. This ecosystem only exists if you sacrifice. If you don't have the stamina, the temperament, the thought of sacrificing anything belong to you, you cannot be part of this universe, or at least this world, you know. The sun sacrifices itself, its light goes off, and you can see the moon, you know. You sacrifice for your children. Then Allah has asked in Quran that your children have to sacrifice themselves when your parents are not in a position that they can handle themselves. So you, in their overage, have to handle them, take care of them. So that's a kind of sacrifice done by everybody at the different times, you know. When your kids are really little, you take care of them not because of mother and father, but you take care of them for the sake of Allah as well. So your time that you spent in taking care of your children, that is actually ibadah. But if you do it for yourself, for your own sake, for your own future endeavors. So that cannot be considered in ibadah. That's why family life of a Muslim can be completely ibadah, but on the other hand, the family life of anybody else who is not a Muslim can be something else, but not ibadah. Okay, then I'm not a connected Muslim. Like being a Muslim is easy, you know, right? La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Oh, I'm a Muslim. But unless you take the burden of being Muslim, you cannot be a Muslim. Allah has said in Quran that they have just embraced Islam. The Iman has not entered in their hearts, you know. This is what Allah says in Quran. I'm just telling you the different words, but actually the meaning is same. So it means you can be Muslim by default, by birth. You can be converted after some years of your life, but you need to be a connected Muslim. If you're not connected, Allah doesn't accept you, because Allah only talks to the people who are mu'mineen, muhsineen, muttaqeen, salihin, shuhada in Quran. Okay, just a moment. Okay, then, so you got my point? I'm not a connected Muslim. Why? I'm not practicing Islam. I'm not participative. Like I'm not contributing to my society, my community. And then not conscious. Allah says that you need to be very wise, intelligent, conscious what you're doing. If you're not conscious, if you're not doing things consciously, then it's really not useful. Why? Like you see so many people who offer their prayers unconsciously, you know. Why? Because it's their habit. So Allah says on the doomsday, the judgment day, I will throw their prayers, their sumo salat, everything on their face, throw them back. Why? Because it was unconsciously done. Unconsciously means you really don't know what is the burden of the salah. You really don't know what is the burden of the Sawm. You really don't understand if I pay zakat, so how does it contribute in the society, and how carefully you need to offer or pay zakat. So that's very important, you know. So that's a consciousness that makes you a connected Muslim. Then you're not intellectual. Whenever you're a Muslim, you need to be intellectual. This is your by default value, you know. Being intellectual is actually conscious, practicing, participative. And then it's a bit higher degree, but this is normally like comes in the practicing or the progressive Muslims. That is, you're not pious. Okay. So you must have any of them or all of these values when you are consider yourself a connected Muslim. But usually the root problem is I am not a connected Muslim. Okay. I compromised on values. My priorities are worldly. My expectations are materialistic. My needs are superficial. My thoughts are purposeless. My aim is personal satisfaction. You see? When you go into the marriage, before that, you need to understand what sort of a person you are. You compromised on the values, the person value, the global value, the Islamic value, the family value, any value you take. Your priorities were related to the world only. You need to have money, you need to have car, you need to have house, you need to have the passport of UK, US, Canada, or any other country. You want to live a luxurious life. My expectations are materialistic. I wanted to have something, you know, in this world that are tangible only. Okay. This is all about priorities. Remember this. It is not something that, you know, I wanted to be a good Muslim, but I wanted to have, you know, I also wanted to have a big house. It is, you know, it is the need of the time. And no, this is not need of the time. Allah always fulfill the needs of the humans at any stage of their life, at any level of their, you know, their personality or the social status. You are not the one, or I'm not the one who has to decide this is my need. Allah is there to define, decide, and design your need. Whenever you decide, design, and define your need, that is your personally crafted. This is not crafted by Allah through Quran and interpreted in Sirah. Okay, so that has to come from either Sirah or you can say and from Quran. So my needs are superficial. So sometimes your needs are very superficial. You know, you think that you need it, but actually that's not a need. That's a luxury. So whenever you're a connected Muslim, when you're a good human, when you're a good man or woman, you're always not superficial. You're realistic. As you always try to be realistic, you know, the whole world tries to make artificial things realistic. They want to make them look realistic. They want to speak them realistic. For example, whenever you go to use AI, you always want to make the videos which are realistic. You always want to have the voice like your voice. Why? Because you want to look real. You want things to look real. But when we come to our life, we want to make our life superficial, unrealistic, artificial. So that's another problem. My thoughts are purposeless. That's a big problem with most of us and with the last in the current generation. Like you're thinking you're nobody actually, you know? You think yourself nobody. You think yourself a person who needs something. That's all. You really don't understand. You are Khalifatul Ard. You are the leader of this world who is given this universe around you to play with it, use it for the beneficial benefit of the humanity, the other species on this planet, and also the the creatures of God in this universe. All right. And my aim is personal satisfaction. And last but not the least, you know, in this point, you think yourself to be satisfied. Like my parents think that, okay, we are happy that this boy is or this girl is good for my child. So let's go with it. You know, you think this person is good for you. That's your personal choice. This is not the choice given by Allah. This is not the choice given by your parents. So whenever you decide something which is social, you should have to do things with the mutual consent and the contribution of all the people who are actually connected with it. And the last thing, as the root problem, is in my relation, I think of equality instead of equity. You might not know what is equality and equity. Equality means you and me, you and I are equal, like man and women are equal. This is a big lie. The whole world, the science, sociology, psychology, philosophy, if you bring any knowledge area, they would say that man and women are not equal. They are balanced by God. Why? Because they have to create a society. So whenever you have to create a society, you have to create a balanced society. Whenever you create a family, you have to create a balanced family. Whenever you create a system, any system, technological or, you know, material, physical, any kind of system you want to create, it should be balanced. Its pillars cannot be equal, but they endorse each other. They cooperate each other with each other. They support each other. They value each other. they respect each other. They accept the you can say, they accept the other being in the system as a true reality and the real requirement. That's why something gets the recognition and also the appreciation, and also it gets into the work and start performing the responsibilities. You know, in the corporate world, we say that humans are the assets of the company, right? If you don't say the human is the asset of the company, they really don't work for you with their soul and heart and mind. They only work for you as a labor. But the moment you define them as your asset, they really work for you 24/7 as an ambassador of the company. So that's your own, thinking and your own priorities and your own, you can say, the system designing. If you value the humans, if you value the people, if you value the components of the system valuable for you, then they really participate in giving you the success. Either it is the marital life, when man and women endorse each other, cooperate with each other, support each other, respect each other, then definitely they make a family. Otherwise, that's really impossible, almost. Okay, now the most important thing that we all are here for, you really don't want to know that what are the problems and who am I, but you really want to know that how do I repair my relation? That's the need of the time, It has been always here, but today, when we are very much global, when we are very much independent, when we are very much financially and intellectually independent, it is very important that we should understand how we can repair our relations, any kind of relation, but particularly your marital relation. Okay, so almost all the relations have the same points uh, for the repair, but particularly talking about the marital relation. So the first thing that you or we must understand that you are here not with the reference of anybody. Remember this. You are here in this world as a reference of God. So establish your connection with Allah. This is the first and the foremost important thing. Who is the most powerful and can do anything for you? I have written this purposefully. Who is the most powerful and can do anything for you? Remember this. Allah has made every person a special person with whom He has a customized special connection. He listens to him or her 24/7. He responds to him or her all the time whenever you need him, whenever you want him, whenever you wish him to be, whenever you desire him. But that depends on your connection. When you talk about the material, so this material only belong to this world. So you cannot establish your connection with Allah with all this filthy material around you. Okay, why? Because Allah wants you to connect with me. Everything else I can give you, myself, whatever you need at any time of your life. But when you are disconnected with me and you are playing with the things around you, then obviously I cannot help you because you're not helping yourself. Okay, think of responsibilities instead of rights. The second thing that you have to make sure in your life right from today, try to understand your responsibilities. Don't talk about your rights. Everybody has the rights in this world. Everybody, everything. Have you ever seen water talking about its rights? Have you ever think air that you're breathing in talks about its rights? It's giving you the service without saying anything, the water serving you all the time, 24/7, throughout the year. Does it say anything why you're polluting me? No. Does sun says that I'm not coming today, I'll be coming tomorrow, or the moon, or anything else? The 24/7, 365 days a year, things are happening in this universe. Have you seen anything talking about their rights? Like so many plants and insects around you. Have you ever listened to them? What does it mean? It means whosoever is serving Allah first, he or she is always thinking about his or her responsibilities first, not rights. Because thinking about rights is your ego, your self-centeredness. So if you are a self-centered person, that you can be anything, but you're not a human, then you're not a human. You cannot be into marital relation. Right? Okay? So the third thing you need to understand and work on, start believing in serving instead of being served. Most of us nowadays, like in the last few years, I have seen in my life, I'm 42 now, like, your parents wanted you to become a successful person. You may have a big house, you may have a big, you may become a doctor, an engineer. A farmer father wanted his son or daughter to become a doctor or engineer. And if you ask him why you wanted that, he would say because they are living a peaceful life without hardships. They can make good money, and they are neat and clean and blah blah blah. So when you wish to be neat and clean, like white collar, when you wish to be wealthy, when you wish to be something on a bigger post, and making a good amount of money and enjoying a good sorry, enjoying a good luxurious life, or having the life status better than millions, then it means that you want yourself to be served instead of serving others. Every thought has its projection and result. So whenever you pray to God, whenever you raise your hands for prayer, make sure your prayers are not actually projecting yourself and your future to be materialistic, away from the nature, inorganic, artificial, unbalanced, and self-centered. Okay, make sure. Then, so start believing in serving others. When you start doing this, automatically you feel better human. You will start connecting yourself with your creator. You will think of your responsibilities, and you will become a good man or woman, and a good a connected Muslim also, Okay, then, we in this world are having a, just a moment, Dr. Farhana, how much time is there?
We could take 5 more minutes, brother Qaisar. If you can finish, then we can take question and answers for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just give me 5 minutes. So know yourself as a Muslim, as a global citizen instead of self-centered or materialistic person. Okay, you are a Muslim. You are in Quran. Allah says you are Khalifatul Ard. You are the leader in this world, which means all the species, all the living and non-living beings under your control, under your monitoring, okay, on your disposal. So you have to take care of them. And you can only do that when you yourself feel yourself that your identity is very clear to you. The problem here is when I ask somebody who you are, So people think I'm a father and I'm serving my kids, I'm a mother and I'm, serving my kids the whole day. I'm busy with the home chores and all that, Sometimes, I offer prayers, I read Quran and some other thing. But what is there in your mind that you are a mother or you are a father or you are a professional or you are something? You are something, 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 but actually you're not a Muslim, which is your 24/7 duty, being connected with your God, and take and give back the answers of Allah has given to you at the beginning of like before the beginning of this world, that you are Khalifatul Ard, you have to serve my species, my creatures on the world, So know yourself as a Muslim, then things will become very easy. I tell you. Okay, then become a consistent reader and thinker of Seerah and Quran. If you are really under pressure, you're anxious, you are a anxiety patient, whosoever you are, believe me, if you start reading Seerah and giving few minutes of your daily routine to Sirah and Quran with understanding, believe me, after a few days or few weeks, you will be a different person. You try this right from today. Take 40 days, okay? For 40 days, you read Quran with translation and you read Sirah with translation. Just give 1 hour every day, 30 minutes to Sirah, 30 minutes to Quran, and just think why Allah has said this. Only question. Why Allah has said this? Why Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did this? Just 1 hour a day for 40 days, you will see a huge change that will arise within you, and you will be a very different person. Okay, then become a second in command of your husband or take his position. Okay, this is very important. Like usually the man think that the woman is, one part of the family who is like other children or maybe something, but she is not equal to him. But Allah has said in Quran that she is your counterpart. She is your better half. She is your half iman. So do we really understand what is half iman? Do we really? So we need to understand why Allah has said this. It means, whenever we devise a system, every system has like a very sophisticated and top-notch systems in the world are making with redundantly, which means that if you are having one master in the system, okay, one master in the system, you must have another slave actually, which is not a slave, which is second in command. Whenever this master stops working for any reason, the person or the device who is second in command start taking the responsibility as a master, okay? Which means that if you are a woman, if you're a wife, so you're not actually slave of your husband, or you're not only the mother of the kids, you are second in command. This right is given by Allah to you, not by anybody else. And Allah is the creator, nobody else is the creator. So whatever comes to you is from Allah, and everybody has to respect it. Otherwise, you or anybody else, they cannot make any system or any family system or any social system with you. Okay, so you see that leader of the house and take up responsibility, patience, so on and system. So whenever your husband is not working as a leader, so you are the one who has to take the lead and start behaving as a leader. You need not to just, complain about things. Leader never complain. Remember this. Leader always leads. So that's important. If you really want to be the leader, first read who is a leader. Then you will understand the leader is really something above the common features of the human. They are the superhumans, actually. Okay, so I'll just go through this slide. Rights given by Allah to women. She has the right to give her consent for the life partner. You all know this. You need to practice it for your next generation at least. So she is not a slave, but second in command for her husband. Allah has said this in the Quran. And Hazrat Muhammad SAW has practiced it in his life. If you look at Hazrat Khadijatul Kubra, if you look at Hazrat Aisha Radhiyallahu anha, she had been the wives who were in second in command. Okay, so she is an independent abd. Okay, you're only the slave of Allah, nobody else, and a Muslim. Independent abd. Okay, you're not a relative term. You're not a relative person. Then she has the right to get separation or divorce without any reason. Allah has given you the right this. You're not to tell anybody. Okay, but you must take the decision very wisely. Nobody can say anything to you, usually, as per the decision of Allah, but you have to take the decision very wisely. Remember this, because you are a wise person as per the commandments of Allah. So she has the right to study or do job, but with the consent of the partner, because as he has the liabilities and the responsibilities of the family, so you also have this. So either before the wedding, you have this understanding, or after the wedding, you have to make take the consent of your husband, or husband has to take the consent of the wife if something which he or she is going to do is right or not. Then the last thing, she has the right to question her husband about his earnings, his spendings, and his way of spending mutual life. Okay, this is very important. People usually think that man is not answerable to women. This is not the case. Man is answerable to women. I just give you one example. For example, Hazrat Bibi Hajra, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam took his wife, Hazrat Bibi Hajra alayhi salam, and his son Ismail alayhi salam to the desert of Arabia, and he just asked them to be here, and I'm just going back. Only one thing asked by Bibi Hajra to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, only one thing. She said, is it a commandment or the order from Allah, or is it done by you? So Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam said, no, this is the order by Allah, and I'm just practicing it. I'm just implementing it. Then she did not say even a single word to him, and she sit over there with her son. And then you know what happened? Everything what happened is part of your Hajj. Allah has given this such a high value to this whole you can say the whole scenario, the whole matter. Bibi Hajra also, Hazrat Ismail also, that everything what they did is part of your pilgrimage, part of your Hajj. You have to do sa'i. You love to drink the water, right? So that's what she did over there. So thank you very much, everybody. First of all, thanks to Almighty Allah. Then to you guys, all of you listening to me for more than 40 minutes, and then definitely VOTP for giving me another opportunity once more that I could be able to talk to you guys and talk to my, species who are my primary responsibility. That's very important for me. Thank you very much, Dr. Farhana, Ms. Farida. Over to you.
Jazakallah khairan, Brother Qaisar, for giving us, was giving us so much clarity, on first of all, what is the debate definition of marriage and the various aspects, looking at it from the entire 360-degree, angle. So that is very, very beneficial. Plus, also you gave us tools to, look where our look and reflect, and inshallah, I think everyone will go back from this session to reflect on where all we stand in our relationships if we are married already, and then the
Yeah, inshallah.
problems, inshallah, and then take the solutions as well. So I think, Alhamdulillah, it is a very very comprehensive session. This will be out on the YouTube. So some of the members were asking. So it'll be out. So if you want to go over once again and reflect more on your own personal marriage, and please forward it to everyone else as well, your friends and family. We will take question and answers now. So you can raise your hand and ask your question. Also, you can type it in the chat, and I can ask the question on your behalf. So please go ahead. And also, Sister Faida has posted the short survey in the so please go ahead and fill the feedback form as well. But first, let's go ahead and get question and answers. Please go ahead. So anyone has any questions, or everyone's just reflecting? No. So, Sister Shama, is asking a question. Do you have any plan to train young generation for marital relationships in the future? Excellent question. Yes, Brother Kaisar, and I think this is a question for both the VOTP platform as well as for Brother Kaisar. How important do you think it is to train the upcoming generation who are getting ready for marriage on these definitions?
Well, I think the current generation is well aware of their rights, and when you're well aware of your rights, it's very important that you are told that what are your responsibilities before your rights,
Right.
So I think before anything else, this is our primary responsibility. Not only myself, VOTP, like if you 24 are here, we 24 are here, actually, we are trying to understand what is our responsibilities are in the coming days and months, So I believe when you are taking any session consciously, so you become the ambassador of that value that you actually try to add in yourself. So from my side, and I think from VOTP, I'm always available. They know me. I have been designing the curriculum for the kids based on the Islamic philosophy. We give free counseling sessions to the parents regarding the education of the children. That is also according to the Islamic philosophy. VOTP is striving for the same purpose so that people can recognize, everybody can understand himself first, and then move on, becoming a good human and a good Muslim. The moment you become a good human or a good Muslim, both ways, you are actually the right person to make any system. But the most suitable system is made by the Muslims, not the humans. So I believe if you try to become, or we try to make our next generation good Muslims, inshallah, they will be in a much better position to become a good husband and wife and good parents, inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Brother Kaisar. We do have another question by Sister Mariam. This is a very genuine question, I think, and many of us face this. The question is, how can a woman choose a spouse? Because in our tradition, this whole responsibility is given to parents. So how do we talk to parents, and how do we get this right to choose a spouse and get a say in that?
Ms. Mariam, if you're talking about yourself and if you're married, so time is gone. So let's talk about the next generation, number one. And if you're not married and you are yet to get into it, see, the very first thing which we have to practice in our real life is to become a responsible person according to Quran and Sunnah. And when you become a person like that, so two things happen, Number one, most of the families think you are a rebellious person, okay? So they become conscious about you. Secondly, I always believe, And I give the examples of few people in the history also, that Allah has designed something for you, okay? Either it is for your learning or it is for your for achieving something, okay? You know, we do businesses, we never fail. Either we learn from there or we succeed. So whenever you have a relation, it is a learning for you to make you a good person, a good human, a good Muslim, a strong ambassador of God on this earth. Or if it is a success, even then you are making so many other people, like you are having a next generation who is going to make another change in this world through their traits, personality, contribution. So never think yourself that this is decided by somebody and so you have no say. I think all of us, the man or the women, parents should give this right to our daughters and sons. And somehow, if it is violated, which is violated somehow in the last generation, not now, mostly, even then, I think we should try to understand that if something is indispensable, you know, you are in a problem and it has to happen. You can't do anything. So what do you do then? Then you try to become a person who is more well connected with the God. I tell you, this is my belief. And you can, I wrote one sentence over there that Allah is the most powerful who can do anything for you. Do you know the meaning of this sentence? It means if somebody is putting something on you at any stage of your life, you just ask your Allah. If you're connected with your Allah, I guarantee you, whatever you say, He will sign on it, right on spot, and nothing will go against you. And eventually something is going against you, then try to understand that if it has happened and Allah has taken my words, so what is this? Like, it is a kind of, just a moment.
I think
So we need to understand that Allah has, even I asked Allah to not to do this, but it is happening. So it means there is something for me inside it. So I need to understand it. So whatever is happening after your connection with Allah, never think that this is against your will. This is in 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 your favor actually, and you have to understand what is in your favor and how you have to utilize that something happening on that way. Okay.
inshallah.
Yes,
So
Dr. Farhana.
yeah, so Sister Mariam, yes, she alhamdulillah understood and is thanking you for the explanation. Yeah, alhamdulillah, absolutely. It's an opportunity, right, to grow ourselves in areas which Allah wants us to. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sister Azra has commented that young people are not ready to get married as they think their partner will not be responsible, and they themselves do not want to take on that responsibility. So any comments on that statement? Are we running away from responsibility? Is that kind of a challenge which you're facing?
Young people are not ready to get married as they think their partner will not. This is what you're talking about?
Yeah, responsibility. Like they are scared that the going to be partner, future partner, will not be responsible and will not do his responsibilities, and then they are themselves kind of scared to take on all of the responsibilities as well. So one of the reasons I think Sister Azra's observation that this why the young are a little bit skeptical about getting married.
Yeah, it's because there's a problem of the distrust,
Yeah.
For example, if you talk about the current situation, like one of my colleague living in USA, he said that 20 years back, almost 20, 25 years back, we used to go to the store, buy something, and after 1 month or maybe a few days, I get to know that this product is not good. So we used to go back to the store and we asked them, please take this back, or this is not working, and something like that. So that's a real story. He told that he went to the store and said that I bought it from you, but this is not good to go, so please take it back. So what happened? That store man took that product back and gave him the money and said, "Sir, we do not sell this product, but as you are saying that you bought it from here, I'm taking it back." You see
So,
the level of trust. The store is not actually selling that product, but they took it as you can say the human responsibility, that if somebody is saying this, so I must trust him, rather I just say that just go away. So after 25 years or 20 years, he's been in USA. He says today it is not the case. The stores who are giving the products, selling their products, they don't even take their products back. They say, no, this is sold out, we have given it to you, so no more return. So you see, this is the matter of distrust. Whenever you create or pass on the distrust to your next generation, so this happens. Whenever we are not good Muslims, whenever we are not connected with our God, whenever we are running from our responsibilities, directly or indirectly, I always say nothing goes into the pocket of the kids if it is not given by the parents. Remember this. Whenever you see something in the pocket of the kid, it is actually given by the parents, directly or indirectly. The science says that we are not somebody that we say something so it matters, or we do something or it matters. We are a generator which produce positive, negative, or neutral energy 24/7 that actually influence, affect everybody around us. So the most important people around us who are influenced are our kids. So actually, it is not them who are feeling this. It is the feeling that we have given to them in the last 10, 20, 30 years. Or you can say this is something which is given by the society to them. It is not something they have, created from somewhere. Nothing can be created or destroyed according to science. So if something is created, so actually came from somewhere. So that somewhere is you or someone else. So in that problematic time, the very important thing that you have to be connected with the creator of the universe, who can realign everything back to the same line. We are off from the main grid. The problem is when you're not off from the main grid, so everything is fine. I tell you, like in the last few years, I feel myself, everything come into my way. I feel it's my responsibility, so let's do it. So, uh, and I try to manage it within my time. I never say uh, uh, I'm serving somebody. I don't say that, oh, this is, I just let down my family. I don't give value to anybody in my family or out of my family or these people. I have been part of CFP, some of VOTP, TOES, some other volunteer work. I'm teaching kids. I have my own kids too. I have a family. I have parents. So there are so many things which are simultaneously going on, which means nobody around you should feel that you are neglecting them. This way or the other, everybody is in your responsibility. So to give out is the positive and trustworthy energy. Okay. If you're not giving the trust further, so that's create problem. And even in the time of problem, when everybody else is feeling distrust, your generation, the generation of the Muslim must be very powerful in that, you know. They should have been trying to design themselves according to their own law given by the Allah. For example, let me tell you, you know, the minorities are always powerful in the world. Wherever you see the minorities, they are well connected, they are very cooperative with each other, they serve each other, they take care of each other, they do a lot of free work for each other.
True.
You see Qadiani, you see comparatively Ahle Tashayyu, you see Yahudi, Jews. So where there are the minorities, they're always well connected with each other. So whenever the Muslims, feel that things are not happening according to Islam, so they need to be very, very conscious, very curious, more powerful, more into the learning Islam and Sirah, learning Quran and Sirah, you know. So when you do that, automatically you will feel powerful, you will feel a balanced, happy person, inshallah.
Sure. Yeah. Jazakallah khairan, brother Kaisar, for that insightful answer. Absolutely. I think, that's a reflection of, how the society is. And I think we as adults have to take on the responsibility to develop that trust, with the, feeling around, as well as take on the responsibility ourselves and make them feel that everyone is responsible and change the perspective of the young, inshallah. Yeah. All
True.
right. Please fill in the survey form. Sister Farida has posted in the chat. So please fill in the survey form. That's very beneficial for us. For feedback, as well as, topics which you would like more, information on. And inshallah, this session is going to be on the YouTube. Please forward it to friends and family. Let's kind of, be responsible for the change we want to see, inshallah. Already. Any other questions, or otherwise, inshallah, I think it's on the hour. So,
May I ask a question? We've got a lot of marriages, alhamdulillah, are there, but they are, let's say, 20, 25 years old, and you talked about Abad and being a slave. They were married that way. The woman was married to the man as a slave. She was taught that that's what her role is, right? So here they are, and there are lots and lots of families like that, where that is the perspective, that the man is superior, the woman is a slave. And now this woman realizes that she's done it wrong. She is really a slave of Allah Ta'ala only, right? So now,
True.
what would you say? How should her journey begin now? What should she do? Because the man is very happy with the way things are. He's has a slave, and whole environment, the home, the children are modeling that atmosphere and seeing that as a family unit. So how would you say do we navigate this situation and come out to make it a better Islamic family?
Well, I see. If 20, 25 years later of your marital life, if you realize this, number one, it is really very late that you realize it. Okay. As far as your social, emotional perspective is concerned. But eventually, you are a human being, so anything can come to your mind, to your thought anytime, right? So I believe that when you have this feeling, or maybe this feeling is continuously strengthening over the time of 5, 10 years, probably.
Yeah.
So I believe this happens when we find ourselves disconnected from our Creator. When you think you're a slave of a person, it means you're already disconnected from God. And secondly, when you are in some situation, you know, and you cannot get rid of that somehow, it means that you have to create a kind of situation, a thinking process, a value that can soothe you this way or the other. Number one, soothe you personally, number one. Number two, that may not give negative energy to the children you're having around you, because you are the one who is giving energy 24/7. So I have seen the kids who really go against the father or the mother just because either of the partner is, intentionally from inside, he or she cannot say anything against the partner, but he or she particularly she feels that he is not dealing me as a partner, or he's not dealing me fairly, or he's not dealing me as a human being, or like a slave and all that. Then that negative energy goes into the children this way or the other. So I believe if this is indispensable and you cannot get rid of that relation, number one, if you are in a position, then get rid of that relation. Okay. Number two, but wisely. Remember this. Number two, if you cannot get out of that relation, you should connect yourself with the Creator. Nothing else can give you a good feeling. Nothing can soothe you. Nothing can make you to emit the positive energy around you and your children and your environment. Only if you connect with your God, only if you become a good Muslim, only if you try to be a good serving person instead of a person who's asking for rights. Like I see so many people around us, like families, but I personally believe, for example, you see there's many men who are in the jobs and they cannot leave the job, you know. They say, if I leave the jobs, and that's how can I feed my family? I cannot have another job like that. And this way or the other, they are doing their job in a bad way, with a bad mood, with a negative energy. So eventually, your time that you're spending for your organization is not considered as ibadah. On the other hand, you cannot leave that company. So see, you have ruined yourself personally, and you have ruined or devalued the product of the company as well. So I believe whatever you do, you must understand that you are doing these things for the sake of ibadah, for the sake of Allah. And everything, whatever coming to my way, is actually not from anybody, not from any person, not from my husband. This is actually happening because Allah wants it to happen. And if there is something unfair that I feel, I should talk to my God. And whenever you talk to your God, your God will respond to you. And when your God started responding you will feel happy, you know. So in, usually in tasawwuf, or you can say the spiritual leaders around us, they say that whatever comes in the way, it actually comes from Allah. So you should not, either if you want to deny it, you should talk to Allah. If you want to accept it, then thank Allah. So either way, you have to be connected with your God. When you're connected with God, inshallah, things will start happening in a good way. And after 25 years, I believe if you could not establish your relation with your husband for any reason, you should start establishing your relation with your God. That will not take more than 40 days, believe me.
Jazakallah khairan, Brother Qaisar. We have Sister Batul. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Walaikum
My
salam.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, Qaisar, I have a question. You said that if a man does not fulfill his role as a leader, then a woman should step forward and play that role without any complaint. But don't you think so that in our society, most of the men turns this into a matter of their ego? And at the same time, they themselves do not play that role that Allah has assigned to them. So, what would you suggest that what a woman should do in such a situation?
Thank you, Sister Bhutta.
See, by default, he is given the role of leader, right? So whenever you're
Yeah.
gonna do or take up the responsibility as a leader, it cannot be taken single-handedly. It cannot be taken without the consent of the by default leader. It cannot be something that you are not an isolated person who is going to take the responsibility, or take up the leadership role. You are part of a family already. So as I mentioned over there, if you want to continue your job or education, you should have the consent of the other person as well. Like he should have the consent what he's earning, how he's earning, how he's spending. So he is responsible. He's answerable to you because you're the partner. Similarly, you also take the consent of the person, rather making him feel that he is not a leader and he's not playing the role and he cannot do this. So let me do it. Actually, you have to give him the value, but take that role virtually, Physically, you cannot take that role, but virtually, spiritually, you can take that role. So this is not something, usually we try to take up that role and just demote the other person. But this is something by nature, So by nature, something we just cannot do it physically, or we cannot do it as we want it. We have to do it mutually. We have to take up the role slowly and steadily. Okay, this is not something I believe, like many women are doing the job nowadays. And whenever they start doing jobs, they have given up so many roles in the family, in the house, like they have the maids do so many works, so many things at home. So have you not given the role to somebody else? And you are happy and rest of the people are happy as well. So what did you do? Actually, you have that role of being leader or women of the house, but you have delegated few roles to somebody who is taking the money. In the same way, you can become the leader, the second in command, but you cannot, you cannot create this controversy that you are the leader and he is not the leader. That should have to be by
No,
default.
that's
Things
not the
cannot
case.
change. Huh? Yeah.
That's actually not the case. Like, I'm saying
Mhm.
that they turns it to their ego that I'm the leader, I'm not answerable to you.
I don't think this should
These
have
kind.
happened. If such kind of things are happening, uh, then women should start behaving wisely. For example, I believe that you should work on your relationship first, because somebody thinks that he's not answerable to you and he's not talking to you. It means that you are disconnected already, and that disconnection
Yeah.
may be emotional. That disconnection may be because of your and his age. That disconnection may be your and his state of mind. That disconnection may be for some other reason. So the first thing that you have to repair is your connection. I don't see that anybody who find himself not answerable to the women when he is connected with her, whenever you are connected, you never say this, but when you are disconnected, then you feel, okay, i'm I have not to answer her, or she's not in a position to be given any answer, or to be asked for any consent. So I believe the first thing that you or anybody needs to work is repair your connection with the husband. That's the point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Like
Jazakallah khair.
if you really give a live example, then you can easily find out the problem. You know, for example, you take the problem in any Pakistani family. So sometimes
Yeah.
the people are not equally educated, intellectually not equal. Sometimes they are, one person is visionary, the second person is very, very down to the
Yeah,
things.
I think that's the main problem here.
Exactly. So the problem is you need to be connected, okay, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, then things become very easy. So whenever you go to decide your spouse, you're going into any relation, either you're going into any relation, so find the right person. And if you're already in the relation, try to repair that connection and find out the problem. And then if you really want the consultation, like we people are here and so many others are there too. But you can repair it yourself if you try to become a very good Muslim now.
Okay, Jazakallah.
Inshallah. Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. Yeah, we do have, even on FIT, platform, we do have the building relationships course, again led by Sis Farida. So, alhamdulillah, we have a lot of guidance and, you learn a lot of tools as well. So please, feel free to sign up on that if you're interested. And again, pass this information on to others as well. Alhamdulillah. Yes. All right. Jazakallah khairan. All right. Inshallah, we will then make the dua and close the session. Jazakallah khairan, Brother Qaisar, for your valuable insights and for giving clarity on this whole important relationship of marriage and the various ways how we can assess how our marriages and the various tools as well to inshallah fix it. And
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
and all audience as well to take out around 1 hour 15 minutes for this session, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala include this in ibadah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all our relationships, give us the wisdom and the hikmah to implement, what we learned here and from the Quran and from the Seerah into our relationships and build a better society and a world, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
It's good, alhamdulillah, Brother Qaisar. You're happy with it? Had a more participation.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much.
You're on time, Brother Qaisar. Alhamdulillah, I think the time management was also very good. And I think the clarity was very, very good. Yeah.
Chale.
Yeah, I think it's,
Yeah,
I think it